one till the day's done.
Hello everyone, this is R&P Beats from A1 Productions. Today I'm going to be showing you some quick ways on how to get started in basic mixing and also some automation. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, so right here I have this beat that I just started working on today, that I actually started making it today. So as you can see here, we don't have anything, well, yeah, none of these are sent to a mixer track. So what I'm going to be showing you is a quick way to get those all of these onto a mixer track. Okay, so let's just play the beat for a minute first, just so you guys know what's going on here. Alright, so we want to get those into a mixer track and start mixing our song for volumes. Okay, so first thing we need to do is hover our click on the first one, click on this little box right here. If you double click, they'll all be selected. So double click on the first one and they'll all be selected. As long as all of these selected, we want to go over here to our mixer. Okay, and in our first insert one, we want to right click on that. And where it says routing, we want to go to channel routing and route selected channels starting from this track. Okay, now as you can see, everything that we have here, as they are named, are in their own individual track now. So that's a quick way to get that in there now. Okay, so now that we have everything in a separate mixer track, first thing I like to do is put down the volume of all of these. Start at a low volume, and for basic mixing, start off at a low volume and just put the certain sounds that I want to hear more or louder up a little bit. So to do that, we'll just click on this first one, hold Control, and slide it all the way to the left. Okay, so these are all highlighted. So then we drag one of these down and just give it a listen. Okay, so this is a Caribbean type of song, or Caribbean type of feel. So anyway, for the most part, when I mix my songs, I like to have the kick and the bass, the low ends, thumping. So what I do is I bring up the kick a little bit, make sure that that's a little higher than the rest of the sounds here. And so usually you want the drums to come out first. It depends on what genre it is, but for this particular genre, we're gonna want the drums and percussion to be heard. Not every last one of them, not every last hit, but you want to make sure they're being heard. The melodies, I feel as though they're being heard. As long as they can be heard, that they're good. So you want to make sure you get the important parts standing out. Okay, so let's just give it a listen. And again, there's not really too much rules to this. It's really by ear, whatever you hear. Usually you'll get, for mixing a song or a beat or whatnot, you'll get a reference track, but when making a beat, it's not really that important as it is, making a song or whatnot. So let's give it a listen. there we just focused on the drums and the percussions first, and as well as the bass. So now we're just gonna try to see what we can do with the melodies in terms of just volume for now. Now there we got a little quick mix of some volumes going on, and so the next thing we might want to do in the mix is make sure in mixing the main purpose of mixing is making sure everything fits in together, not one sound is in the way of another sound, or frequency in the way of another frequency, but mainly for the sounds not to be in the way of each other and fit in nicely. Okay, so next thing we might want to do would be a little bit of panning. So let's see, we're gonna look into all of these sounds and see which ones we can either pan a little to the left or to the right. Some of these sounds, like a kick, for example, we'll leave it mono on the bass as well. But let's check this out. Okay, so the first thing I see here is these two sounds, which are the same melody. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one. But these two sounds right here are the same melody, so. So what I'm thinking is maybe I can pan one of these to the left and one to the right. Let's see how that sounds. Really, since it's the same melody, you can pan it as much as you want to the left and to the right, so you can have a feeling of two different things on each ear. Okay, now those two are in their own little space right now. Next thing, I want to hear the piano. So I like to think, or the keys. I like to think of these keys or this type of instrument as a chord type of melody or chord type of pattern. I like to think of this as an instrument or a keys instrument, which is in a distance somewhere too. If I'm looking at let's say like a band or something, I can see usually the piano or the keys would be to the. If I'm looking at them, it would be to my left. I'm sorry. Yeah, so it would be to my left a little bit. So I like to look at these sounds as if I'm looking at a band or orchestra or something playing these sounds. I like to imagine where they would be, and that's what can help you a little bit with the mixing at this point. So. So now with the chord over here, this little chord progression, it's a pattern with a little chord progression. It's the pattern here. So that has a certain chord progression. Now this one is a pad. These pads also are playing the same chords and it's playing it in the same chord progression. So these two I can probably consider them to be, you know, similar type of sounds. Not sounds, but patterns. And so I could pan one of those to the left and one to the right. You know, you always go by ear, however you think. This is just one way I would, you know, I'm doing it now. You know, you want to make sure you have, basically like a flow of doing things, or a way, a routine, or such. All right. This could be like, this is sound on Nexus, but you treat this as like a xylophone or something. And I'll pan this to the left, to the right. Not really much, just right there. Okay. Now with the kick, you always want to make sure that's in the center. But one thing we can do is we can make sure that it's monotone. Okay. So we do that with this little knob right here, and that's the stereo separation knob. Okay. Now that we're doing that, we also want to make sure that all the low ends should be on mono, or we're like bass and kick. So the low frequencies like that, they should be on mono. So we're gonna do the same thing with the 8 or the bass. Okay. So when you get to your percussions, that's where you really get creative with the panning. Okay, so now we got something going with in terms of the volume and in terms of the panning. All right, guys, so there you have it. Again, this is R&P Beats with A1 Productions. If you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment below. And if you've enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to our channel to be updated every time a new tutorial comes out. Also, please visit our website at a1musicproductions.com. Thank you.